We've been keeping up with the Pacific Rim franchise since 2013, when the original Guillermo Del Toro love letter to kaiju and mecha mythology came out, and it's kind of extra special to us. First, let's talk about how this actually came together, because the timing of it is more important than you might think. The project first came to light publicly in August of 2024 as Legendary Entertainment announced that they were working on an origin story for the Pacific Rim universe. At that point, they hadn't found a streaming home for it yet, but they did say right away that Eric Haserer would be writing for it, and this is the most exciting bit of news for us because Eric is the Oscar-nominated screenwriter of Arrival and also the showrunner who adapted Shadow and Bone for Netflix. Even if there's no news of Del Toro being involved in this prequel yet, at least we got Haserer. He's apparently been the main creative person behind this project right from its origins at Legendary. He and his co-producer Carmen Lewis and their company Chronology actually made a special TV deal with Legendary to get first dibs on which stories they would develop. And guess what? The Pacific Rim prequel is the very first thing to come out of that special deal, which says how much passion they have for it. When the partnership was first announced in August 2024, Legendary Television president Jason Clodfelter made the studio's enthusiasm very clear by stating, "Eric is a multi-talented, prolific creator whose track record of critical and commercial success speaks for itself. We are thrilled to launch our partnership with Eric, Chronology, and Carmen with a new entry in the epic, globally popular Pacific Rim universe. We're certain their vision will make for an enthralling expansion to Legendary's beloved franchise." Haserer, of course, seems like a perfect fit for Pacific Rim. I mean, Arrival is surely an amazing sci-fi movie, but in our opinion, it's also one of the most insightful stories about meeting aliens for the first time. Deep down, like past all the alien chatter and mind-bending stuff, it's really about processing grief and how we connect with each other. This pairing makes so much sense to us. Pacific Rim, at its best, was never about big robots fighting big monsters. The Drift itself relies on being emotionally open. It's about two people sharing their memories, trauma, fears, instincts, and everything. It's truly one of the most interesting sci-fi ideas of the last decade because it turns emotional vulnerability into a way to literally survive. This is Haserer's comfort zone as a storyteller. It's worth mentioning he's done a lot more than just Arrival. He also wrote Bird Box, Lights Out, and the 2010 remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street, which shows he's really good at telling thrilling, high-stakes stories. Plus, there's Shadow and Bone, his well-received adaptation of Leigh Bardugo's Grishaverse novels. I'm guessing we can all agree he's good at handling complex mythologies and building out rich, detailed worlds across a TV series. Hence, this pairing was definitely not random, and it gives us genuine hope that there's going to be a comeback for Pacific Rim. Now, the next question was, where would the show end up streaming? Well, we got that answer on April 17th, 2025, as Variety gave the big news that the prequel series had officially found its home at Amazon Prime Video thanks to a deal between Legendary Television and Amazon MGM Studios. I mean, we were already intrigued. Amazon MGM Studios is the same studio that made The Boys, Fallout, and The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, and it's investing in Pacific Rim. That tells us they see some real potential in it. They kept us in uncertainty all these years, so it's about time we got some good news. All we really know is that production was set to begin last year on September 1st in Vancouver, Canada. However, there's been no confirmation as of now whether production has officially begun, so let's hope for the best. Reports suggest that there is still the potential for new films in the franchise as well, so the prequel series could be just the beginning of a much bigger Pacific Rim revival. It's a little tough to say what the show will really be about because both Legendary Entertainment and Amazon MGM Studios are keeping all the story details under wraps. We just know that it's a live-action prequel, so it happens before Guillermo Del Toro's 2013 movie. We haven't seen any plot summaries or even character names yet, but we've been looking at what the fans and critics have been speculating about, and it's starting to get us hyped. The biggest idea that's circulating is that the show will explore the very start of the Kaiju War. That would be the years right after the first attack in 2013, when the creature Trespasser hit 3 cities, starting with San Francisco, then Sacramento, and finally Oakland. The humans weren't ready at all and were desperately looking for answers. We think this would be a smart direction for the prequel because those early years always sounded dreadful in the first film. Even the movie's original writer, Travis Beacham, wanted to explore this. He has said in interviews, "I'm not big on prequels when it comes to other properties, but I thought it'd be fun to go back and see the first Jaeger and the first fight with the Kaiju. I wanted to see what that would have looked like from the beginning." Can't lie, his words just scream Pacific Rim to us. Then, we saw speculation that they might show a young stacker Pentecost, considering he was the one who helped get the Jaeger program going. He also held it together during those crazy early days, so yeah, he might be a big part of the story. There's even a graphic novel called Pacific Rim, Tales from Year Zero. Beecham wrote it himself with Del Toro overseeing, and it covers exactly this time period. It's got the first kaiju attack, how the Jaegers were invented, and when the drift began. We hope this series will use a lot of that material because that lore is incredible. What if we finally get to see the early generation Jaegers on screen proper? You know, the Mark I, Mark II, and Mark III machines that the movies barely showed. We wouldn't mind some behind-the-scenes politics of the Shatter Dome, more details about the PPDC world, and more about the human toll of the war itself. We did get some little peeks into that world in the first movie, so we hope they explore this. And as for the cast, we've not heard about any main actors, supporting roles, or any announced returns. If any character from the first movie does come back, they would be new actors since this is a prequel set much earlier. We've really got our fingers crossed this time because when Pacific Rim Uprising didn't do so well, it froze the entire franchise for years. The anime series was great for loyal fans, but it didn't really pull in new viewers as much as the studio had hoped. We think this prequel series on Prime Video is the best chance the franchise has to become mainstream once again. To be fair, Pacific Rim has always felt like a much longer type of story. There are different Jaegers from all over the world, with each shattered dome having its own politics, and there's a war lasting 10 years with a huge impact on people's lives. A single movie might not be able to dive deep into all of that, but a TV series absolutely could. So that's everything we know about the upcoming series so far. We gotta say, this is the most hopeful we've been in a really long time about the franchise, and we think this one has a shot of doing the franchise proper justice. We'd love to know what you guys are hoping to see the most. The early Jaegers, the first kaiju attack, a young stacker Pentecost, or something else. Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to see a lot more stuff like it. Otherwise, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and we'll see ya in the next one.